And we are following breaking news out of Moreno Valley where crews are battling a 1,000-acre fire. There are evacuations underway. You can see lots of smoke out there right now. But joining me from the area is our Zach Boetta. And Zach, tell me what you're seeing out there.
Hi, Amy. We're seeing a lot of smoke, and the wind is not helping right now. Those wind gusts are blowing pretty good. We're seeing a lot of fire crews that are out here scoping out the area. We see helicopters in the air dropping water on the flames. I was just speaking with the public information officer, the spokesperson, you could say, for CAL FIRE and Riverside County Fire. She says, like you mentioned, Springs Fire is now up to 1,000 acres burned. We are east of Moreno Valley and just southwest of Moreno Knolls, which is west of Mystic Lake. The spokesperson says there are now evacuation orders for the Lake Paris area, and Gilman Springs Road is closed. We are on our way to that Lake Paris area. We're starting to see residents here in the Moreno Knolls area look a little bit frantic here. They're getting their own excavators out, trying to decide if they should be watering down their backyards here. Again, we are seeing CAL FIRE speaking with residents here in the area. I'm seeing Marietta Fire also here. And again, those smoke clouds are big and they're moving fast.
Yeah, we are also showing our viewers right now, Zach, some images from SkyCal, and we see law enforcement really telling people that they need to leave this area. You see people, it looks like they're really just going as fast as they can to pack up their belongings from this camping area. And you can see certainly thick smoke out there, but, you know, people were out trying to enjoy, I imagine, a nice long weekend. The Easter weekend, with today being Good Friday, we see some trucks packed up and we see law enforcement just going throughout this camping area, and folks are packing up their items. We saw some a little earlier. You could tell that they were just really just throwing their stuff because they're trying to move so quickly, because this fire is moving quite quickly, and there aren't flames that we can see in this campground area, but we see a lot of smoke. And you can see this truck right here where people have loaded up all of their camping items there in the bed of this truck, got the camper hitched, and it looks like they are trying to get out. You see another truck right there near them, also packed up and leaving the area, and yet another truck also leaving, as well as what looks like somewhat of a bus or van. But certainly a long holiday weekend for these folks being cut short as this fire has started and has grown to 1,000 acres at this time. So we're watching these evacuations underway right now. And Zach, I know that you were moving, getting closer to the Lake Paris area where there are more evacuations happening. So we were noticing, of course, that the weather was going to be a little warmer today.
Right.
But are you feeling a little warmth out there and experiencing a lot of wind?
I wouldn't say the heat is the main concern right now, Amy. It's that wind. And, you know, CAL FIRE says this fire started around 11 o'clock this morning here on Gilman Springs Road. By noon, when we made the phone call, it was 50 acres burned. In an hour, now it's 1:15, fire has grown to 1,000 acres. So that just shows you how fast this fire is moving and how much the wind is contributing to this fire traveling across this Riverside County area right now. That wind is the biggest factor. CAL FIRE says it's making the fire right now unpredictable, and it's making it more difficult for their fire crews to put it out. There's also a hill here, and the topography is impacting firefighters' ability to stop the fire there. So between the topography and the wind, they're facing some serious challenges right now, CAL FIRE, and all these fire crews that are involved. We're seeing several in stopping this Springs fire right now that is burning through the Moreno Valley area and burning toward Lake Paris. Again, you mentioned watching the fire from the sky, seeing people starting to evacuate. Those evacuations are in place for the Lake Paris area. And again, we are in one of those neighborhoods. I'm going to jump off the phone now, Amy. We're going to pop up our live shot, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay, Zach, we'll let you and your crew get settled here, but We want to continue to keep you updated on this fire that is burning in Moreno Valley. It is now up to 1,000 acres. Evacuation orders are underway. We've been watching this long line of flames. You can see crews there on the ground using bulldozers there to try to help in this firefight. We also saw air units up above the fire. And as Zach has been mentioning to us, you can certainly see the wind by the way that this smoke is really blowing to the side there. This isn't going straight up. It's definitely being blown to the side. In this shot, we cannot see any structures, but we do know that evacuations are underway in neighborhoods, the one that Zach is going to. And then we also saw the campsite being evacuated, people packing up all of their camping gear and throwing it in the back of those trucks and making their way out of this area. Law enforcement telling them that they need to leave right away because this fire, as Zach was mentioning, has really grown in a very short amount of time. Again, it was reported around 11 o'clock this morning off of Gilman Springs Road. It had grown to 50 acres and then just ballooned to 1,000 acres. And you can see those flames out there and all of that smoke being blown right there from these strong gusts. We do know that today is a little warmer than we've seen the last couple of days, but now you've got warmer weather and the winds, and it really is creating really just the conditions that we do not want when we see a fire breaking out. A lot of people are off this weekend, a long weekend because of Good Friday. And so folks were getting out there, setting up their camping sites, but they've been evacuated. And we do know that Zach will be in one of those neighborhoods in the Lake Paris area that is also being evacuated. This fire, again, is burning a little east of Moreno Valley. It's been going for now a couple of hours and has grown to 1,000 acres. You can see the fire crews there on the ground. We saw them using bulldozers, and we've also seen aerial units in this firefight, but certainly a lot of flames out there, a lot of thick smoke as we continue to watch this fire burning, and we are continuing to monitor the situation and trying to get any updates that we can bring to you about whether or not this fire continues to grow or if they've been able to slow it down a little bit. Oftentimes when it reaches a roadway like what we're seeing here, sometimes that acts as kind of a blocking it, but we're seeing these units move away from those flames right now, and we're hoping that this roadway will somewhat slow it down or possibly stop it. But right now there's just so much wind blowing this that we know the wind can just blow those embers and sparks quite a distance, unfortunately, we've seen in the past. And we're just hoping that these crews can get these flames under control. Again, you can see the bulldozer there pushing the soil there, and those fire trucks all moving up a little bit out of the path of this fire. But look how far you can see the smoke. I mean, just billowing from this 1,000 acre fire. Lots of smoke out there and really just blowing sideways with this wind. No chance for it to just be going straight up as we often like to see when there isn't wind out there. But right now, this fire burning east of Moreno Valley, 1,000 acres, and so many people being evacuated at this point from campgrounds and a community in the Lake Paris area. This fire burning a little, about almost 2.5 hours now. And crews are out there really trying to get it under control. But certainly a lot of flames and smoke still billowing from this fire that began just around 11 o'clock at this point. Now, the bright side here is that it's so close to the lake that they can use the lake to scoop up water and make those drops, but we're not seeing a lot of aircraft at this time. But we are seeing that camp area. It looks like all of those trucks have been moved out of there. You see one white truck there at the top, but just moments ago, there were several trucks and campers in that area that have been evacuated. You can see it looks like this camping area has been cleared of all of those campers that were out for this holiday weekend. We're showing you right now, this is one of the evacuation maps showing you which areas are being evacuated at this point. But this is certainly a time when people should not be waiting. If they're in that evacuation zone, you certainly want to get yourself together and get out of the area. We saw those campers really just, throwing their items into those trucks and getting out as quickly as possible, with law enforcement really ushering them out of there. You can see one aircraft there as we are watching and waiting for more aircraft to work on this fire that, again, started burning right around 11 o'clock this morning. The bright side here is that they do have that lake water that they can use. They can scoop up and make those drops very quickly. And our Zach Boetto has been with us on the phone. And Zach, I believe you got to one of the neighborhoods now?
Hey, Amy. Yeah, we're right here off the intersection of Merwin and Campbell. If you turn around here, Gus, you can see some of these residents are kind of just getting ready. And back to your right even more, Gus, you can see that they have some equipment. They're trying to move the dirt here to allow for fire crews to be able to get back around this area if they need to, if the fire spreads this direction toward their homes. That way the fire trucks can get to the bottom of this hill here, this mountaintop, and they can fight the fire from this area. You can see there is a truck out by those homes there. They're kind of preparing just in case the fire switches directions, which is very possible with all of this wind, which is again fueling this fire. So as we come back this direction, you can take a look at the palm trees and just see how much they're blowing, they're bending. That wind, a major contributing to how fast this fire is moving. There's a lot of residents here that are concerned if the fire switches directions that their houses will be in danger. We just spoke with a resident that said that this is something that they've been preparing for in this area, but for this to happen now, they definitely have concerns for their homes. As we look this way now, you can see the smoke coming over the hill, that black smoke. So we can assume that the fire is burning just over the hill there, and fire crews are ready if it does switch directions and begin to come north toward the homes here, Amy.
All right, Zach Boetto reporting live for us out in Moreno Valley. Again, this is a 1,000-acre fire that is burning starting right around 11 o'clock this morning, and now has burned 1,000 acres. People are being evacuated. We've been watching and also seeing a lot of wind out there, a lot of smoke. We are going to continue to follow this for you throughout the afternoon. We will bring you updates and have the very latest for you coming up on CBS LA at 4 o'clock.